Dear brothers, good morning, fellas. So, for a good many years of my life, I chose flattery as my main way to get what I wanted. I have been described in the past as charming, as shocking as that may sound, and albeit a compliment in some ways to be described as charming, it was really more a testament to my ability to get what I wanted through words. It's always been easy for me to control a room or show a compliment here and an attaboy there, knowing that I would receive something in return. And it would no doubt come across as genuine, appearing that I was truly interested in someone or praising them for a specific because they were praiseworthy. And although many times I was really being honest, there were too many times that I was not. And many times, or at times, my intentions weren't in line with my words, which by the very definition is flattery, to manipulate for personal gain. The line between an honest compliment and flattery is really barely distinguishable. Plato talks about how flattery is the fraudulent version of a human good. That human good being showing kindness, being honest, helping someone, venturing into a genuine personal relationship, a real friendship. And flattery is the abuse of this. Aristotle also reflected on this deeply, much like his predecessor, and discussed how flattery comes in two flavors. The first is what we can call the snake. This is the flatterer that we all know. The conniving, smooth talker, looking to receive the recipient. It's the snake in the Garden of Eden that gets Eve to eat from the tree. It is pre-designed. The snake knows its victim, studied him, and finally tempts him, knowing his weak points, knowing his thoughts. And once the snake has him right where he wants him, the death blow can be struck, poison filling his victim's veins. The second is what we call the dog. And this isn't as vile as the snake, but it's still not a human good either. The dog is the attempt to have a more intimate relationship with an individual who seems on a higher level than they might be. The dog is really only looking for someone to give them attention and to feel appreciated for something. They don't really want anything back in material, or they don't want their status to level up per se. They just want to feel a part of the group, and they'll do anything they can to fit in. All of you know somebody who acts like that. In the hierarchy of evils, the snake is the worst. Someone who's knowingly deceitful, trying to be conniving, trying to harm someone else, or act like they're interested to get something out of them. Whereas the dog is at least partially sincere in their actions. But both of them point out, both Plato and Aristotle point out, that the dog and the snake both lack self-respect. And that is where the human good is transformed into something that's actually vile. I admit, this is a gray area, which is why it can be so difficult to differentiate between genuine interest or flattery. And hopefully you all made it through that philosophical rant, because it brings me to the main point I want to talk about with you guys today. We can't control what other people do to us, how they treat us, the words they use on us. Whenever any of us look to enter a relationship, a friendship, even a, intimate relationship with another human being, you're taking an inherent risk that they could screw you. No doubt. We can guard ourselves against these individuals as we interact with them. Basically, the more people we interact with, the better we get at judging if they are discerning if it's a good person or if it's a flattering snake that's trying to just get something from us. But the most important thing that we all have to do, that we can control, is the title of this episode. Don't flatter with words that which your thoughts don't confirm. I'll say that again. Don't flatter with words that which your thoughts don't confirm. In other words, do not allow the character defect of flattery to enter your life. Aristotle said that no man of high and generous spirit is ever willing to indulge in flattery. The good may feel affection for other, but will not flatter them. Guys, it can be so easy as men to fake who we are, or to find a way into certain places by deceiving those who hold a position of power or we need something from. We have been told our whole lives that that is how you get by in the world. This idea of fake it till you make it. You have to stick it to the man. And I can't really make an argument that many people in positions of power do this. Politics and business, for instance, are rife with backhand deals and faux righteousness and financial kickbacks. It's really just a cesspool of shitty, corrupt flatterers. And all of you can see what this kind of power has done. The word corrupt is probably an apt word right now. Whenever the use of flattery or deception or anything vile paves the way to quote unquote success, destruction is going to be found in its wake. Ruined lives, stress, financial collapse, lack of any real friendship, and in the case of politics, screwing over an entire portion of the populace. There's no doubt that deception may create some success in the short term, but the long-term ramifications of that seed of evil being planted result in a devastation unlike any other. Just look around. That's the current state of not only politics, but relationships across the US. There was a time when your neighbor could be trusted, when a man's word was ironclad, never to be broken. We had a moral code, and all men lived by it. Deception, flattery was for the cowards, the weak, those who lacked self-respect. Those men typically got punched in the mouth and shamed for their lack of character. They were taught the importance of being honest, of loving for the sake of loving, of being kind for the sake of kindness. This is something that we have to bring back, boys. If we are to succeed, to create a better life for our children and their children and future generations, we have to start now. We cannot win as individuals. We are meant to live and breathe and succeed together as a unit, as a family of men who we're willing to throw aside our base actions and choose a higher realm to stand on. But this starts with the words that come from our mouths. It starts with the thoughts that we have. It starts by us discontinuing this idea that we have to fake it or deceive to get ahead in this world. In Ephesians 4:29, it says, "Let no unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building up the one in need and bringing grace to those who listen." By all means, fellas, give compliments to others, encourage them, build them up, be there for them, give to them. But make sure that it's coming from a place of respect and not of deception. All of us know how it feels to deceive someone. All of us have had the shame. Even if that is buried deep inside, that shame is palpable. You know in that moment that you are wrong. There's nothing righteous in that pursuit, nothing good, nothing honorable. I know this feeling personally. When I have tricked another person, I knew then that it was wrong, just as I know today that it is wrong. And all of you listening know the darkness of what that's like. Even if you throw it under the rug or bury it in your soul, convincing yourself it was the right thing to do, you know in your heart of hearts that you allowed darkness into your soul. And you can't let that fester. The more you allow that darkness in, the more it just doubles and doubles and doubles. Evil begets evil, begets evil, begets even more evil. And today is the day that we have to stop that as men. The world needs strong, righteous dudes whose words actually mean something. whose words can be trusted. Those kind of men, those men are the ones I want in my own life. Those are the ones who can take back the meaning of what manhood really is. Stop being the flatterer. Be honest. Praise someone when they do something praiseworthy, by all means. But we have got to stop tricking other people into doing what we want. We have got to stop letting lies come out of our mouths. We have got to speak honestly, be truthful, and say what we mean. Don't try to get by in this world by faking it till you make it or lying till you make it. When you have that power, it is only going to cause destruction. Let's be the men that can be honest, where our word means something again, and we can lead this next generation in the right direction. God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it today, boys.